Davengers. West Coast Davengers.
There's only one mantra that you all need to know. That's that one over there. See Todd, bye Todd.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. I'm surprised I'm on screen. Happens every time because it's a mirror into my soul through your eyes. Hi, everybody. It's Wednesdave. It's an on-sale day. That means it's time for a little chat and chill. I've got my water. I forgot my ginger beer. What are you gonna do? You can't win them all. That's what they said. Unless you were on the New York Yankees in the late 90s, early 2000s, then technically, yes, you could win them all. All right, let's say hello to everybody in the chat. Mr. Tyler Davis, Mr. Wrenchmaster. Oh, hello, Cosner. Cosner's here. Don't forget to show Cosner some love on his channel, Comic Art Live, at some point. Hello, Andy. Oh, look. We have Justine in the chat. And yes, we are going to be bringing on the rest of the Piskor family because Justine is working, or she's just hanging out at home with the children. But we're gonna have special guests in just a couple of moments. Oh, hello, my Canadian blood-sucking friend. What's up, Jeremy? Jeremy's program. Dale Nicholson in the chat. Thank you for joining, Dale. Hello, Josh. Long time no see. It's been about 5 hours, 6 hours. Hello, David. Red Robin for life. So yes, tonight we'll be talking to the Piskors. And if you haven't yet, the link in the description below for the Zoop crowdfunding for Switchblade Shorties. We're going to talk about that in just a little bit. So thank you for joining. And then after I talk to the Piskors, I'm going to show off some books that I got recently, some stuff I'm reading, some original art. And yeah, we'll have a fun night, some announcements, some little news. I don't know what else is going to happen. And a giveaway. There's always going to be a giveaway. Yes. One of my favorites in recent memory, and also of the genre of where do we even put that movie? Because it's not horror, but it is. It's psychological, thriller. I don't know. Claim X, Y, and Z. All right, sold. Yes, don't forget, still have like 7 copies left of the Many Faces of Jack Kirby, the zine of the tribute to Jack Kirby. That also, we're donating a portion of the proceeds to Jack Kirby Foundation and Research Center. They're $30 shipped anywhere in the U.S. And yes, A24 does get its own genre. Maybe we can even have that conversation tonight. What's up, Matt? Eddie P. Kanye West original cover art. No, because I'm pretty sure that's hanging up in Justine's house. I don't think that's ever going anywhere. Yep, exactly. See. All right. You know what? Let's not stand on ceremony here. Okay. We're going to have some special guests coming right now. Yes, here we are. We're here with Bobby, Bree, and Mama P, the Piskor family.
What's going on?
Hello. Yeah, I'm in showmanship mode, so I have to animate.
Yeah. I don't have the energy to do that.
You know, somebody said recently to me, the reason why is because all I do is drink water. So it's probably what it is.
I got mine.
Yeah. Well, there you got your Aquafina. I've got my Pacific Northwest rainwater.
Ooh, yum.
Right. I don't know. Justine's crying. I'm not sure why Justine's crying. Hopefully it's not on somebody's chicken fingers. So we are here because yesterday the Zoop crowdfunding went live for Ed's last book, Switchblade Shorties.
Yes. Yeah, we're very excited about it.
Yeah. And you know, the thing about this book, and I'm excited to see it in the format it's in, because you know, it's going to be what, 9x12?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, 9x12, which is because they were strips. But for people that were in the kayfabe community, they were privy to seeing the entire thing that he put out on the Instagram account.
Yes.
But I, as much as I wanted to read it like that, I can't stand reading stuff on my phone.
It's so hard. Like I've been trying to read the full thing on my phone, but it's just not the same. I don't get the full effect.
I get too distracted.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because that's social media, right? Like that's the entire thing about social media is we are all reduced to being cats when we're on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And if I wanted to pull out the original art, they're not in order, so it makes it even harder to like try to figure it out.
But the beautiful thing about this, and I'm going to bring it up right now so we can take a look at what's going on the page here. So we're at 511 backers, 42,932 in just a little over 24 hours.
That's amazing. I can't express how thankful we are for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and this is early bird specials.
Didn't hear what you said. What'd you say?
I said this is just the early bird specials. They end at noon Pacific time tomorrow.
Okay, so there we go. A little update. And I backed the Dust Jacket one with a couple of extra things. But Switchblade Shorties, so without knowing, without spoiling too much, I would say it's definitely inspired by things like The Goonies and Monster Squad, but with that Eddie P. edge that we all know and love in his cartooning. And
a little Stranger Thing-esque.
Yeah, because there are supernatural things going on in these stories.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
But Ed was a student of the game, and that's the thing about the entirety of his cartooning, his comic book output, and what him and Jim did with Cartoonist Kayfabe. What I really loved about reading this pretty early on was each individual character, and I don't remember the character names, but each individual character had its own voice, and that was such a that was just icing on the cake.
It was all unique. Everybody was unique, and they all had their own stories, and it's just a fun story.
Yes, and it's a fun story, which it's also beautiful. Like his art. I mean, he talked about like he was putting all of everything into it. You can really see it in some of the original pages and the unfinished stuff too. But so it's going to be a mix, right? Because not all of it's colored.
Correct. Yeah, not all of it's colored. They're all like themed. Like there's different styles that each story is based in, and it's just very uniquely put together.
And so Zoop, I've never bought anything from them before, but how is your experience with them so far?
I think they've been fantastic to deal with. Like, we met with them in San Diego, and we kind of laid out the game plan. And then when we decided that we were going to go ahead and move forward with it, they've just been super accommodating. And then with all the extra features that we've added to it, there's a lot of bonus content that we're putting together for it as well. So like they've been so great with all of that, and just even the communication, very quick to respond, and we're quick to respond back to them as well. So it's been a very great, relationship.
Okay, that's good to know, because we want to make sure that you guys are being treated right, because as of 6 months ago, not 6 months ago, but around there, I mean, you didn't know a thing about the comic industry in this way.
Not in this capacity at all. No.
Yeah.
And the one nice thing about Zoop over some of the other crowdfunding organizations is they do it from A to Z.
Right.
So I don't have to go and find a printer or a marketer, or they do it all in house. So.
Yeah. You don't have to ship it, which is literally, I think, about 95% of the human population's worst nightmare.
Yes.
I can't tell you how many WYSIWYG packages I helped Ed put together.
Right? Like you're not trying to go and do that again. I mean, it's
Thank God for Costco being so close to get the envelopes.
and Bree, I think part of this story has to be kind of up your alley because it's very horror based.
Oh yeah, Stranger Things. That was like definitely one of the biggest TV shows that we bonded over together. So it definitely has like that type of vibe, especially like it has all the stores our dad went to too. So like it's just funny seeing that, and our family van, even though like I didn't get to see it as much as them because there's a big age difference, but
Sure.
I had a different van growing up, so I get it.
You had two different vans.
Should
had
I stay
Mama.
or should I go?
You had Mama's van and Daddy's van.
Yeah.
Yeah, my parents had his and hers van.
Oh my God.
Party
Wow.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Mine was white and teal, and my husband's was black and teal.
But I do remember a red and white one for a very like short period of time.
Yeah.
We didn't have a big enough family. It was just me, my brother, and my parents. So, the vans didn't make sense. But I remember, like I don't see too many people with station wagons anymore. I feel like everybody had a station wagon back in the 80s and the early 90s.
Anytime I see one, I call them the stranger danger cars, especially this the original Halloween movie
Yeah.
at like the kids'
Right.
school, and you just see them pulling up. I just stranger danger.
Yeah. Growing up as a kid, we had one station wagon and one sedan.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
My uncle had my aunt and my uncle had a station wagon, but we didn't. My family was a Toyota family. Wow.
Yeah, Toyota was around when I was a kid.
So with the rewards, are they I don't know how it works with Zoop. Are you guys adding other add-ons at some point, or is it going to be what it is what it is?
Yeah, there's going to be some stretch goals that are going to be added in a little bit later. One of which is a project that I'm kind of working on.
Okay.
So I'm doing some graphic work that will be added to the story as some additional content.
Cool.
So it's not just the Switchblade Shorties story, but we're going to add some bonus features.
Oh, sweet. Justine wants you to tell him how Eddie used to make us jump off the top into the top of the van.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, when I was growing up, I was into the whole backyard wrestling thing.
Of course.
And it wasn't too uncommon to have a bunch of boxes that we would lay down, and then like we had from the lady that lived in our house before us, there were the glider cushions, but we didn't have a glider. It was just the cushions. So we would put the cushions on top of the boxes, and I would jump off and hit a big elbow drop off the top of the van through the boxes.
Like Randy Macho Man Savage.
Ooh, yeah.
In the rafters in the basement, she had bamboo clothes pulls for her clothesline, and Bob found those and
Made my own kendo sticks.
Yeah, you thought you were Tommy Dreamer, didn't you?
Yeah, my brother definitely whacked me with it a few times.
I mean, I guess that's what brothers are for,
Yeah, we definitely we had a few barn burners.
Tyler said me and my brother ruined wrestling in my home. We drove my mom mad with doing moves on each other. Yep. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
They only ever had one real fight, and it was when I was pregnant with Bree. My husband was already asleep, and they started killing each other, and I had to try to break it up.
Yeah.
At the top of the steps, no doubt.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, that's good job there, Bobby. Good job.
It happens. Hey, I finally grew up.
I got tired of taking Eddie's crap.
Yeah. So you guys just all came back from the Ringos in Baltimore. Anything to share about that? I mean, obviously you didn't win, but the Eisner win kind of it beats that.
You know what? It was a great experience all around. Everybody was so gracious to us, and we met a lot of people, and everybody was just so kind and respectful. But it was such an experience to be there amongst everybody and just take in all the sights. I mean, we're learning so much about the comic world and all the different artists, and it was also nice too to put a lot of faces to names. Like we've heard a lot of names, so it was really cool to see it all in person.
Yeah, the presenters were all hilarious, and each group of presenters they were just very funny and kept the atmosphere very light and easy. And it was just such a very well produced show, or ceremony, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Oh, that's good to know. And now, let's see, Bree, you've been to one, two. You and Justine have been to the most in total because you two were at Heroes. Matt Rossi, Matt Stefani. Sorry, Matt, your last name's not Rossi. But he asked how has it been jumping in, feet first into cons, and now you're 4 deep and you're going to your 5th.
Oh yeah, I mean, they're fun. It's very like anxious feeling when you first like step out onto that like showroom floor. Like, all right, where do we want to start? What's like what are we here for? What are we doing?
Yeah,
you got to look around and see what's all there before you make up your mind on anything. Because my boyfriend and I, we just go ham.
Yeah,
we go ham. We collect everything. So going to all of these has just been amazing and welcoming, and haven't had any problems or anything. Except for Mama, I might have had to protect her a little bit one time.
at San Diego.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I look like a tripod, but
yeah, no, you don't. It definitely does not resemble you whatsoever.
No. We don't mess with Mama P,
No. You don't mess with anybody from the mean streets of Pittsburgh, and Mama P, you're from the mean streets of Pittsburgh.
That's right.
No.
born and raised.
That's when the answer comes out.
So you're all going to Hawaii to Maui Comic-Con. Are you going to be tabling there? Your guests, or are you bringing like banners for Switchblade Shorties and trying to get people to sign up for it on the spot?
We will be tabling.
Oops. And there goes all the original art.
Luckily, it's just boxes. But we're
Sorry.
Alika has some stuff that Eddie had left there for us, and then we got to ship the other stuff out.
Yeah, so I think we're just taking like prints down. I'm unsure what all that we will exactly be taking, but it'll be a surprise. All right.
Well, I hope some, I hope there are some kayfabe friends and kayfam, there. There's this thought in the back of my mind, like I haven't been to Hawaii in 35 years. Maybe it's time to go back, but we'll see. I also we were talking before, be nice to take a break, and going to a con isn't exactly a break.
Yeah.
But a con in Hawaii.
Right. There you go. That's the thing. It's
different than I think a con in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, location.
Exactly. But
yeah,
I do recall when I was sitting at my table at the Eddie P Con that there was a gentleman walking around with a Maui Con t-shirt on.
Right.
And I'm there like, oh, he's been to Maui.
I mean, it's a destination, and I hope it's a beautiful time. And speaking of the Eddie P Con, we were talking about it obviously before, but can we share any hopes for next year?
Our goal for next year is to have it be a 2-day event. With a lot of fun activities leading up to it. Nothing set in stone yet.
Sure.
But we are starting to talk about it a little bit more. Just because the way our lives have changed so much, I needed me personally to take a little bit of time to breathe for a moment. We've been going so hard since everything went down, and mental health is super important to me, and I just needed personally to take a minute. Like that's one of the reasons why I'm not going to Maui. Just because, again, traveling a lot, just it takes a toll on you physically and mentally, and I got to take care of myself too. So
First and foremost,
I'm gonna sit this one out, but next year we're already starting to fill up a calendar, so be onwards and upwards.
And what you just said is extremely important. As much as you're trying to look out for your brother's legacy and everything, you got to take care of yourself. Each of you have to make sure that you're keeping an eye on yourself and each other as a family, obviously. And it is a nonstop thing. Like, you guys have, especially she's not here, but Justine and all four of you have been just kind of spearheading this great preservation of his legacy, and this book coming out is obviously a big part of that.
It's a lot of work on our part. Sure, Eddie took the time to put it together, and it was already ready to go as far as just hit print. But with this campaign, there was so much more that we wanted to add to it to make it even more special, and I think we did just that. And with the campaign, just the success of it is just unbelievable. All the extra stuff that they came up with is just great. I'm really excited for it.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm excited to get that book in my hands and read it and then put it up with the other books on the shelf, and just admire all he put into it. And and I hope, and I don't know how it works with crowdfunding, if the goal is okay, we get as many books into people's hands, and then maybe that has a publisher looking at it to get it around nationwide, worldwide in stores. But the hopes that as many people can read this book as possible.
Yeah, I would like to see it in the hands of a publisher as well, so it can be distributed nationwide or even worldwide. But one thing at a time.
Sure. But appreciate the fact that you guys really hit the gas on this and got it.
Everybody's been asking for it, so why hide from the world, and why keep it to us? Why not just get it out there?
Sure. No, I couldn't agree more. And if you're tempted by this and you're not sure, go check out Switchblade Shorties on Instagram and take a look at what some of these strips and these pages look like, because to have it in a format that's this big, 9x12, or I think that's exactly what that is. But I can just imagine. I have a couple of books that are that size, and the funny thing is, and the cool thing is, that they stick out on the bookshelf, for better or for worse. You're going to see that book on your bookshelf.
Absolutely, it's a very unique style. On the campaign page, there is a link to a YouTube video. I watched it last night. It's about 25 minutes long. And it's a great breakdown of the story narrated by my brother.
Here.
Give it a look. Watch it. It's fun.
I watched it last night as well.
I'll have to watch it too. I mean, he is a lot of people that are in this chat right now. We watched Ed show off pages. We watched Ed talk about it, but there's a lot of people that haven't. So hit that link at the Zoop page, and like I said, the link for the Zoop page is in the description below. If that's something that you don't want to do right now and hit it, just Google Zoop Switchblade Shorties, and it will be the first thing that pops up.
Yes, it will.
Yeah, Google's a beautiful thing. It tells us
Yes,
everything we want to know, whether it's true or false. It tells us everything we want to know.
Exactly.
Are there aliens in Washington, D.C.? I don't know. Google it. Find out.
I
But
believe
yeah. Well, they're the ones who are eating the pets in Springfield.
the cat eating the
What
dog.
anything else you guys want to mention or anything else? You have the floor.
Mama? I'm on the spot. No, again, we're all just so very thankful for everybody that has backed the campaign so far. Surpassing the goal within the first hour was
Was ridiculous.
I'm at work, and the link goes live, and within like the first time that I get to look at it, I'm like, we're already at the first goal. Like, this is just insane.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I woke up and I saw everybody posting about it. I was like, oh, it's live finally. And I clicked over and it was like already at, I think it was already at 10. I'm like, oh, well, I guess that's that. And, I got on my computer and backed it. But, it's so delightful to see. And, it's just, I'll keep talking about it. I know you guys are going to keep talking about it and posting about it. But, like I said before we went live, it's just trying, if there's an audience that you can get in front of that is not savvy to kayfabe or savvy to the comics world, those are the people that, that might be the ones that push it even further.
Yeah, it's amazing the amount of people that have been asking, and literally the second it went live, it's just like everybody just one by one is just picking it up, sending messages, and just tagging us. And you know what, it's been amazing. And there really isn't a word created to express our gratitude to everybody.
Well, I can at least say thank you to you guys for making this happen, and thank everybody that's that's backed it so far. And we are only on day 1 and change. So
yeah, I can't even fathom to think what it's going to look like come day 29.
Right.
I will say this: once we get this campaign over with and we finally get the books in hand, be planning a trip to Pittsburgh, because I smell a party.
All right. No, I'll be there. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys, coming on tonight, and I don't want to keep you too long because I know, everybody's clamoring for your attention, and you gotta get your rest. But
no problem. I appreciate you for having us on, and
of course,
always enjoy talking with you.
Yeah, and we'll talk soon. And much love to you all, and get some rest, and let's see what day 2 looks like, and day 3 and day 4.
Before we get out of here, Mom, do you want to give everybody their marching orders?
Yes. Well, before I give the marching orders, I do want to say thank you for having us, Dave, and thank you, KFAM community, and everyone else who has sponsored the book. We really appreciate it, and get the word out, and remember your marching orders: to read more comics, make more comics, be kind, and say his name. Ed Piskor for life. There it is.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming on, and everybody stick around. I'm gonna chat with you all and show some stuff off. But link is down in the description. Hit it. You can still back it for the next 28 days, but you can also back it while we're live. So, but thank you all for coming, and I'll talk to you again soon.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave.
All right, that was awesome. And let's put the page up one more time here. We're at 43. I mean, like 2 people have backed it since we've been live. So I mean, this thing's gonna do gangbusters, and it already is doing gangbusters. So that's awesome. I backed it. I got the hardcover dust jacket, and I think I bought the stickers. And then I was just going to wait to see what the stretch goals are, because you can always add stuff on after on the before it wraps up. But yeah, so of course, it was my pleasure to have them on, and they have pretty much an open channel whenever they need or want to come on or have something they want to talk about. I will always have them on. I am going to do a giveaway tonight, and why don't we show off what I'm going to be giving away? I gave one of these away the other night, and now the DWJ cover of The Moon is Following Us #1. This is cover B. I bought a couple of copies today for my LCS, and I'm going to give one of these away tonight. But I'm going to show off some stuff that I got in the mail recently. I'm going to show some stuff off that I'm reading, and actually, there's at least 2 people in the chat that are getting mentioned. I think one of them knows he already got mentioned because I read it. I'm trying to show off stuff that I read because it doesn't make sense for me to show off stuff that I haven't read yet, because if I don't like it, I don't want to say that. I don't want to be like, yeah, you should read this. It sucks. But I'm just kind of finally getting to my stack of stuff that I got from the Eddie P Con and the trips that I've taken and the move and all that. Riley Rossmo is awesome. Yeah, this book's great. So I'll be giving this away in a little bit. We'll put that to the side. What's my LCS? Hooch, I go to Stargazer. Stargazer is my LCS. Shout out to Stargazer. Those guys are great. Marty's great. Damien's great. Everybody there is great. Before we show off the books, let's take a look at some original art that I've gotten. All right. So you guys might know he's very frequently in the chats and a lot of streams. His name's Yevgeny Sokolov. I bought this piece from him, this amazing Spider-Man, and it got a little damaged in the mail. So out of a beautiful kindness, he did another one for me. So these 2 pieces, these Spider-Man pieces, are pretty badass. And he changed it up a little bit on the second one. Instead of like the symbiote being on Spidey, he's kind of wrestling with Venom as the symbiote, and then there's a little Green Goblin nod. So those 2 came from him, but I also had him. Commissioned him to do this Darth Jar Jar, and he asked me for like, oh, what do you want it to be? I'm like, just Jar Jar is the Dark Lord of the Sith. So that came in today, this actually came in today. And then you all have seen this on my Instagram, but I finally got my piece from homeboy Jeremy Heiler in the mail, and that is Darth Jar Jar eviscerating the Jedi Council. So both the ones from Yevgeny and from Jeremy were commissions. Jeremy, you can contact him on Instagram and hit him up for a commission. I don't know what his I don't know what his your backlog is, Jeremy, but he's also a comic book maker, and he's done 3 Batman comics, a Godzilla and a Splinter, so you can pick that stuff up from Jeremy. And I'm really, really, really stoked on this piece. Look at Yoda. Yes, Jeremy is a madman. So that, and then I think I'm actually going to be selling this piece, but I just picked up another Romita Spider-Man page from issue 508. So that's early 2000s Romita with, I believe this is going to be Scott Hanna inking him. But this is just another piece that I picked up recently. I love Jar Jar. Of course. Misa love Jar Jar. So that was recent. Picking that up. All right, let's look at some books that I read. So we're going through stuff that I read, and since we're going to spoil it. Matt, who's in the chat, Junk Draw right here, he did this zine, which is magazine size, called that would be amazing. If I could get John Romita to do a Darth Jar Jar, I'd retire. Matt did this zine called Batteries in My Back, and it's tribute to kayfabe. I read it, I think whenever I texted you or messaged you, Matt, is when I actually put it down. But it's a really nice tribute to his inspirations that he got from kayfabe. And you can pick this up, Matt, I'm assuming on, just hit him up on Instagram, Junk Draw. But it was a fun read, great art. This little Turtles print was in there also. So big shout out to Matt for that. Exactly, Andy. Exactly. It is incredible. I had so much fun reading it. I recently I recently saw the Cosmic Lion guys at Rose City, and John Burkett with his new book, Feral Star. And I read this. I sat down and I just read it. Didn't know anything about it. Basically what happened was they all shoved books in my face at Rose City. And so, of course, yeah, DM Junk Draw on Instagram to get one of those batteries in my back. Right? No, not neck. Back. Nobody has batteries in their neck. That's weird. But anyway, this was a fun one. Kind of reminded me of a little bit of a sci-fi epic thing that you would get from a Daniel Warren Johnson, at least story-wise. But yeah, check out John Burkett's Feral Star. I read this in one sitting today, and most people probably don't know about this book, but you do know who is involved in it by name. Florence and Normandy, written by Rodney Barnes, the Rodney Barnes, with a story that was co-written, like the plot was co-written by Exhibit X to the Z and drawn by friend of the channel. The entire book is all Wayshak's art. And I woke up, I couldn't sleep. I woke up at 5:30 this morning and I picked this up because it was on my bedside and I read the whole thing. And it's about what if aliens invaded South Central Los Angeles. There's a lot of interesting stuff in here. Like thematically, if you were alive in the 90s, it references obviously the Rodney King beating and the riots that followed. So it deals with a little bit of history. It's got some great stuff in there, and it's Wayshak's art. So you can find this on Amazon, and I believe Barnes and Noble is now carrying it. Yeah, X to the Z. Yeah, as in Pimp My Ride, as in came up with Eminem and those guys. Yeah. But it was a fun book, and honestly, I could almost guarantee you that if they get a shot, this will become a movie. It is very much cinematic. You can kind of feel the cinematicness to it. And Wayshak is just, it's typical Wayshak, drawn well beyond what a book would call for, fantastic book. So here's the thing. I thought it said Mark Silvestri, but I think it was colored by Mar Silvestri, who is not Mark Silvestri. Yeah. Mar Silvestri Galato. Louis, I don't know how to say NCT. Nicked, I don't know. And Brendan Wagner, which is Matt Wagner's son. But yes, great book. And it's available. I think it was originally exclusively on Amazon, but I think it's on Barnes and Noble. I heard you like aliens and zombies, so I put alien in your zombie. Exhibit actually is apparently, so what I would love to do, and I'm going to talk to Wayshak to see if he can make it happen. Would it be great to get Rodney, Exhibit, and Wayshak on in a triple stream? Exhibit's a big comic collector and a big comic fan. He actually, I think it was in here that he talks about what he was collecting. Yeah. He, I've been a collector since I was a teen. Titles ranging from Iron Man to Frank Miller's Sin City to the first appearance of Wolverine and the Hulk to Secret Wars 1 and 2. Nobody ever cites Secret Wars 2, Crisis on Infinite Earths, and ROM Space Knight. That's how you know this dude's telling the truth, because he's talking about Secret Wars 2 and ROM, and only real comic book people will mention either of those or both of those. That is typical. Dave will attest to that too. Some people don't know how to color Wayshak's work, but they did a really good job on this. So he did. He said ROM. See? So props to a great book. Pick it up on Amazon. I think it was $15. So, all right, now let's get to the best thing I've read in probably 5 years. Mannix Abrera, who is a Filipino artist. You might remember Mannix because he did this piece for me at OAX. Now, Mannix is one of the best artists in the world. I don't think you could really dispute that. His design sense, his color, all of it. Okay. So he did these two books. These are wordless comics. So this is comic strips. Mannix art is fucking awesome. It is. So these are wordless comic strips. This is called 12. This is called 14. Also available on Amazon. You can get both of those books and Florence and Normandy. If you have Prime, it's free shipping. I ordered all three at the same time. I haven't read something as good as this in a long time. 12 is 12 wordless stories. He comes from the school of like Bill Watterson, Gary Larson, the flowing pace of Karl Barks or Stan Sakai, but they're fun, they're meaningful, they're thought-provoking, existential. They deal with themes of life, death, love, loss, and goofy. Absolutely, my favorite strip is this chapter 6, which is the goofiest fucking thing I've ever read in the best way. So no, red. No, he released 12 and 14. 14 is more of stuff based in Filipino folklore, which is pretty cool. So there's kind of the same themes, but it's rooted in folklore. I'm telling you, you buy these and you will not regret them. Yes, Mannix will be back at OAX. Mannix will also be at New York Comic Con in October. He's working on a badass commission for me right now that I won't say what it is, but he told me it's extremely hard. And it's one of, there's a thing in there that he doesn't like drawing. And I didn't realize that before I commissioned him. But anyway, I interviewed Mannix on Sunday. Him and Jiggy Cruz is the owner of Next Comic Art, who reps Mannix as well as I think 35 other artists. That interview is going to be dropping in a couple weeks, but I'm imploring you, like, go on Amazon, order these two books. I read them both in one sitting each. It's great comics and it makes you feel and laugh. That there are two stories in here that I put the book down because I was laughing so hard. Both of these books are also reprinted as Blaze Artists Spotlight Volume 3. Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that, Skill. Thank you. This is the first time I'm seeing this guy's stuff. You're gonna love it, Mike. You're gonna love it. He's actually doing another book, and they are dropping the first part of the next book at New York Comic Con. Without words, Ito. Yeah, there you go. See, that's a great thing. We didn't talk about Junji Ito, but we did talk about manga a little bit. And also I said, like I mentioned to him, like The Simpsons, I see some Simpsons influence in just his art alone. And he liked hearing that. But yeah, this is stuff with feeling and thought, and great storytelling. And like I said, it'll make you laugh uncontrollably at some points. I gotta say, I really like this book. The New Violator. It wasn't written by Todd. That's why it was good. Script and plot by Mark Andrienko. Peter Kowalski does the first issue. And if you watched my 3rd anniversary special, you saw Wayshak talk. I think he's doing, it's either issue 3 or 4. But I enjoyed it. I will say this. If you read Preacher, there is definitely some of that like Preacher backstory that influenced this. The art's pretty cool. I dug it. I really did. And I'm for the first time in a while, I'm enjoying something from the Spawn universe because of the story, not because of like me trying to pretend to enjoy it. So that came out last week. I don't know how vested you are, Tyler, in like the first like say 50 issues of Spawn, but I really did like this. I was very skeptical. I picked it up just on the fact I was like, I'm going to try it, but I have no hopes, and I liked it. And then finally, new stuff: Tom Waits by Chip Zdarsky. Time Waits by Chip Zdarsky, the new distillery book, which came out a couple weeks ago. time travel, crime, time travel stuff. It's only going to be 3 books, like every distillery book, but I really enjoyed it. I'm a sucker. I'm a Chip Zdarsky fanboy, so I'm gonna try everything that he does. But I really dug this first issue. Excited to see where it goes. Before I show you some other stuff, why don't we do the giveaway? Hashtag DWJ. The moon is following us. Number 1. This is the cover B. This is the DWJ cover. It's a wraparound. And Daniel will be back on the channel soon enough. Better be reading his stuff because he is the number 1 comic creator right now. He has consistently been writing the best stuff. Me too. Yeah. Tyler, totally I'm with you, but you should check it out. Imagine a Tom Waits book by Chip. Yeah, I know. I threatened to record an entire video reading that book in the key of Tom Waits. Mike, were you talking about this or Time Waits? Time Waits was 2 weeks ago, and this was Wednesday. This did come out this week. So anybody who wants the chance to win a free copy, hashtag DWJ, and I'll ship it out to you. It is great. It's got the kind of beats you want from a story. It's also right. So Daniel came up with the concept. He's co-collaborating. He's collaborating with Riley Rossmo. Rossmo's doing most of the art, but Dan does some of the art. And then Mike Spicer coming in to do cleanup because he is the colorist that he is DWJ's cohort. He's the John Williams to Steven Spielberg. I asked Chip if he likes your Tom Waits joke. He did not. No, he doesn't like it, but he puts up with it because I'm advertising in his new zine. So now technically I'm one of his advertisers. I didn't make it to the shop this week. Yeah. And they had a shipping problem with it because Lunar and Image, there was a printing shortage or whatever. I'm sorry, this came out last week, Mike. This came out last week, but these cover Bs showed up in comic shops today. So it kind of got 2 release weeks. What's Chip building in there? What do you mean? In where? In Tom Waits or Time Waits? Or in his zine? His comic shop news. It's Zdarsky comic news. Yeah, I'm advertising the channel in issue 4. I thought it would be a pretty good idea to put a piece of advertisement in for this channel somewhere where it would make sense. And so you know what? I'll actually, yeah, I'm it's funny. I don't know too much of Tom Waits' music by name. If a song was on, I know it's him, but I've probably seen almost every movie he's been in because he's in Jim Jarmusch movies. He was in, what was that one with, Eugene Hutz, Not Everything is Illuminated. Oh God. So it's like forget it. But then he was the best. He was in the best vignette of that last Coen Brothers movie, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. The one with Tom Waits was probably the best. Yeah, it is a new Wednesday. You guys, you know what? Let me show you a preview of the ad. Let me open it up and show you guys a preview of the ad. I think you guys will enjoy it. It's got, it's straightforward, but it's also full of humor. I'll show you a preview of the ad and then we'll do the giveaway and then we'll keep rocking for a little bit here. Let me just add the file onto here. Here we go. Okay, here we go. So before we do the giveaway, hashtag DWJ. Oh, he was in Renfield. Yeah, I didn't love that movie as much as I wanted to. Mystery Men. Yeah. Oh, that's right. He was in Bram Stoker's. All right. So here's the ad. Designed by the one and only Joe Scar, the designer extraordinaire of this channel. That quote is not real. I made that quote up. But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. Hopefully it's effective. Hopefully it adds some people onto the channel. They check out the interview and stick around. And I'm going to have Chip back on. I talked to him at Rose City. Oh, he was Renfield in Coppola's Dracula. That's why I didn't remember him being in that. And I also still didn't like Renfield. Yeah, that thumbnail's great. That thumbnail's great. I'm trying to cook something up with him that maybe with another creator coming on the channel with him, but we'll see if that works. From Tom Waits, start with Cookie Monster. Oh my god, I didn't realize he was in Cookie Monster. Oh, you mean, are we talking about the Cookie Monster? Are we talking about something else? All right, let's do the giveaway here. Let's see. Share screen. Giveaway tool. Hashtag DWJ. You're gonna win the cover B. That song I know. That song I know. I actually was listening to him the other day because I was like wondering if I should shoot this video reading the book in the key of Tom Waits. But all right, we're gonna do the giveaway in 5, in 4, hashtag 3 DWJ 3, 2. The moon is now following us. All right, who's gonna win it? Who's going to win this comic booklet tonight? Tonight. Jeremy won it. Yes, he did. All right, Jeremy, congratulations, my friend. If you want, I can ship that to you tomorrow. Actually, I'll just ship. I want you to read it, so you don't have to wait. Congratulations, my friend. My friends are so depressed. All right, so let's talk for a little bit here. Don't go away. Don't go away. Let's take a look at the next Kickstarter I'm going to talk about. We are going to talk very briefly. If you guys have Kickstarter accounts, please go find Defective Comics, present Savage Street Vigilante. Mahfood has got a new book coming out. It goes live next week. It is not Batman. Okay, we'll do. Save this. He's trying to get to 1,000 staves so that Kickstarter puts it on their front page when it goes live, which you guys know Mahfood. Mahfood's a genius. He's a mad scientist. He is a wizard. This book goes live next week. I'm going to have him back on the channel. Not live, but I'll be dropping a special video next week with him talking about this, and we'll get to the bottom of what this book actually is, the Savage Street Vigilante. But how does he not have that already? Have what already? What are we talking? How does he not have 1,000? I am not sure, but if you guys can all just get on your Kickstarter account, go find Savage Street Vigilante and hit save. You don't, it does not make you back it. You just save it so you know when it goes live. He is. I love Mahfood. We're gonna be recording, and I'll have him back on the channel next week. And I think he'll also have an interaction with his nemesis that he doesn't know is his nemesis yet, but we'll talk about that later. Also, speaking of amazing things, I'm going to show off another thing in just a moment that you guys, it's hilarious. But I do have to do my due diligence and ask you to hit the like button. I also would love for you to subscribe to my podcast, Direct Edition. You can subscribe to it on YouTube. You can subscribe to it on Spotify, on Apple. I dropped 2 great interviews in the last 3 weeks. One with my buddy Evan Weiss, who's a musician and also owns a small record label called Storm Chasers, and my buddy Kevin Devine. These are both longtime friends of mine that I really had fun talking to them. But it would do me the world if you guys, I don't ask for money. You guys can buy books from me, obviously. You get something in return physically, plus my love. But I don't monetize any of my stuff yet. One day I'd love to have enough people on the podcast to monetize it. But, just support it. Hit the like button. Listen to some of the episodes. Review it on Apple or Spotify. It just helps push it out to new people. I've been struggling, if I be fully honest with you. I've been struggling, wondering why I'm doing this, the podcast and all this stuff, because I'm just trying to do it so that people hear it. I hope people enjoy it. All I ask for is it's kind of like what Kayfabe did. Just share it, whatever you can to interact with it. That really helps. 30 seconds. Scott, I'm a situational person. I don't know if I could do stand-up. That thought makes me nervous. But anyway, next Monday, I'm definitely dropping the spiciest episode yet. I was in a bad mood. And I recorded a podcast. But I'm happy with it. That's that. Also, I recorded an interview yesterday with Mark Beckley, and it was great. And that'll be out in a couple weeks. But this weekend, I need you all. I know there's only 35 people in here or whatever, but I need you all to commit to 2 hours of your time this weekend. Fuck football. I'm dropping 2 1-hour episodes this weekend, and it is the Pittsburgh Comic Store Extravaganza. Me and Jim Rugg went to a shit ton of comic stores together. I think I went to 13 overall. Jim went to, I think, 10 of those with me. And basically, we go through his zine and go to a lot of these comic stores in his new zine. Yes, it is brutally honest. Tyler, you're going to like next Monday's episode. But this weekend, I'm dropping 2 1-hour videos. And then I'm really excited. I hope they do well. It's really funny. One of the most gratifying videos, only 13. Thanks, Matt. I appreciate you. One of the most gratifying videos in the return of like how it's affected people, besides the Todd interview and besides like the whole slab scandal bullshit, the Portland store video hunt that I did last November, it was like off to a decent start, but then over like the last couple months, it's blown up. I've had multiple store owners, including Debbie from Excalibur, and I think it's Andy from Cosmic Monkey, tell me that people have come into those stores citing that video, and it's done so well. I think it just keeps kind of perpetuating. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. I think it keeps perpetuating more and more views and people watching that to know about these stores in Portland. So what I'm hoping with the Pittsburgh one is that it does the same thing, but like twice as much. I thought about dropping it as 1 2-hour video, but I'm like, it's hard unless I had an audience of 100,000+. I think it's hard to hope that does well. So 2 1-hour videos hopefully will at least do pretty well. But yes, Frank, I am dropping one on Saturday and one on Sunday, so you can watch both on Sunday. Hey, you know what? They have internet on that ship at night when you're, not doing anything else, Marsh. But yeah, this is a big one. 13 stores, I think, or 12 stores. All right, Rob, have a great night. I don't think so. No, Tyler, I think what it was is it got good interaction, but I think when people search like Portland comic stores, it showed up and people watched the video. But yeah, I had a really nice conversation with Debbie, who owns Excalibur, when I was at Rose City 2 weeks ago, and she was like, yeah, multiple people have come into the store and talked about that video. And it's like, that's literally my entire goal with videos like that. It's like, it's fun to, like show off the haul and film stuff. But if I can put more people into comic book stores by showing them these great comic stores, it's a cycle of perpetuating business to comic retailers, which in the long term keeps comics going from the ground up. And that's really all I care about when I put those videos out there. There you go. It is. Mark, I'm glad you did. I know you went to Ides. You're going to, after watching this video, you're going to be like, oh, I got to go back. Yes, Debbie's so cool. Oh, that's right, because you were at the store when we were there. Yeah, we were all at that store at the same time. I will say this for anybody that's interested in the Eddie P Con next year. One of the plans is to, if they end up turning it into a 2-day thing on Friday, I'm going to put together and host a comic store crawl. So that's another thing to look forward. Guys, I got to show you something because you're going to see this and then it's going to pop up on a video in a couple months. But here's, thanks to CGC, AKA Andrew. Check out this Many Faces of Jack Kirby 1-of-1 slab in a cracked 8.6. Look at the page quality. Can you read that? Hold on. Let's get the page quality here. So you can see. Whoa, man. And that's who's involved. And there are no graders. There's no key significant. It was produced by Valiant Comics in 2024. Its actual page quality is an off-white to white to whoa. So it's an 8.6, Many Faces of Jack Kirby. That is the hot book. So thanks CGC for giving me the only 8.6 in existence. Yeah, Andy, there's always next year, buddy. Always next year. Signature series are bust on that crap. Shit. We're gonna have to get a signature series of this book. I need a double sign though. I need a triple sign. Me, Andrew, and Jack Kirby. Grace looks cold. It's gonna annihilate the spec market for generations. Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. Sick comic art together, and it's just basically art of people vomiting. Yeah, this is a 1 of 1, so very special. I still have, like I said, like 8 copies left, and then we're working this weekend. Me and Andrew are going to be working on volume 2. So look forward to that. Probably going to have it ready. The goal is to have it ready by OAX in January next year. So that we'll be doing some pre-orders on this one because I have a little incentive for people to pre-order the next volume of Many Faces. It's going to come with something. But yeah, I'm super excited for that. Super excited. This week is it's been a little rough. Interviewed Mannix on Sunday, interviewed Bagley today, Bagley yesterday, this today, and Mahfood recording with him. So that comes with a Jar Jar zine. Scott, that might be years down the road. No, the next zine is going to be the Many Faces of Kirby 2. We're going to do 2 Kirby zines, and then we'll figure out the next project. Like the many noses of Go Kane or the many cross hatchings of Rob Liefeld, whatever it is. But it's got to come organically for me and Andrew. It can't be something that we don't really care about because then I'm not gonna really enjoy it. The many hands of Kirby, the many machines of Kirby could be cool. But that comes with a decision I have to make next week. And I know there's only, I can't really take a vote on this, but there is a chance there is going to be no Wednesday sale next week. But with that might come a 6 to 7 hour, almost all day sale next Saturday as kind of like my idea, the many feet of Robert Liefeld. Kirby hands, yes. No, I'm happy with how the book came out. Big Barda special. Big Barda's hot. Kirby Tech would be rad. Yeah, I think one of the things about the Kirby Tech is also like some of the collages that he did, which people don't talk about those that often. The most notable one being the first appearance of Ego. That last page is a fucking huge collage. It's like kind of like you got to imagine Dave McKean saw those before he ever decided to do one of his collage covers, whatever it was, like 10 years later. But I may do an all-day sale on Saturday as kind of like an appreciation sale and do like a 50% off old inventory, have new books, do posters, prints, artwork, toys, hardcovers, magazines, cards, square-fingered Kirby hands. Yeah, I absolutely love the square-fingered Kirby hands. They worked best, obviously, on the Thing. What was Gene Colan smoking? That's a great fucking idea, too. The many kinks of Eric Stanton. That's too many. Colleagues. His collages were cool as hell, yeah. Yes. Yeah, I'd love to see. I've only seen that one Ego one in person because it was at Comic Connect at Metropolis Gallery. Yeah, yeah, it does. It's absolutely mind blowing to see the collages that he did, because they show up in all these random issues that you would. There was never any cohesion. It wasn't like he did one in an issue. You know, I was looking at I think it was a Captain Victory run the other day, and there's a couple in the Captain Victory run. It's like, what the fuck? Captain Victory stuff, as even though like it came later in his career, it's mind blowing. Some of those pieces, the double page splashes he did. But anyway, so next Saturday, I may do an all day sale or like a 7-hour sale for two reasons. One, to give everybody a break from a weeknight and give the people an option to just kind of, you know, like if you have no plan Saturday and you want to come in and buy some stuff or hang out. And then it's also for people that just don't have time during the weekday. And it give me a chance to just kind of move stuff at a little bit, not slow pace, but slower. Because if I'm going to be live from like, let's say 11 a.m. Pacific to 5 p.m. Pacific or something like that, there's plenty of stuff I can get out, plenty of different camera setups I can do where maybe if I'm doing prints and posters and original artwork, I can set up and put them down here. So we can do a top-down view. But let me think about that this weekend. I got to be honest. I'm just overwhelmed with so much stuff right now after the move that I think it would be nice to clear out a lot and give everybody a chance to buy stuff that hasn't really been seen. Fuck your brother, man. Well, Tyler, that has not been decided. I might also do it in 2 weeks. I do a sale next Wednesday and then take 2 weeks off and come back and do a big sale. Basically, what I'm trying to do is give myself a little leeway to take a vacation by taking some time off. But I also sell stuff to make a living, so I can't take the time off without doing maybe like a bigger sale. Man, people get married. Just don't do it. Yeah, just cancel the wedding. But anyway, so yeah, we'll figure that out. But tons of great content coming at you. Like I said, I would love for people to just spread the word about the podcast if you like it. All right, well, next Saturday's out because I need my wrenches. Otherwise, I ain't got no fucking backup, baby. Hi, Derek. But either way, 2 videos come in this weekend. Pittsburgh 1, Pittsburgh 2. They drop 6:30 in the morning, or 9:30 in the morning Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. Maybe you're Tyler's brother and we're just finding out about this. New podcast drops next Monday. I think the first interview that's going to drop that you're going to see, the ones that I've done recently or am doing, is Ma Food will drop on a special day next week, most likely Thursday. And then I'll take a break from the videos and then we'll get back to the regular Sunday schedule. All right. Well, look, I was just putting it out there. I'll do a regular sale next Wednesday, and then we'll do 2 Saturdays after that. We'll do the all extravaganza hoppa dappa sale. All right, Mike, I appreciate you. And this past weekend also, please check. I know it's not for everybody original art, but I dropped a video visiting the Collections in Black exhibit in Pittsburgh at the August Wilson Museum Cultural Center in Pittsburgh. And it's all this original art from African-American creators as the artists or African-American characters. So you get like a little bit of everything, a lot of Larry Stroman art, a lot of Billy Graham art, even some Jay Scott, Brian Stelfreeze, stuff from the Golden Age. And it's all centered around, hosted by Phil Thompson, DJ Big Phil. And he was the person that curated all of that. And it's his baby. So check out that video. It's only like 15 minutes. And if you are in Pittsburgh or going to be in Pittsburgh, you got to check it out. It's there till January. So, shit, everybody getting rocked next Saturday. Yeah, I guess I'm not doing a big sale next Saturday. I love original art, baby. Yeah, Phil's the best. Yeah, Tyler, I mean, neither do I. Well, Andy, who knows where it ends up going after this? You never know. But I'll collect all the original art for you guys, and then I'll be homeless on the street giving hand jobs for crack. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for tonight. I apologize to anybody that just had to hear me say that line from It's Easy, McKay. But anyway, thank you all for joining tonight. Once again, the link is in the description below for the Switchblade Shorties Kickstarter on Zoop. Wow, sorry, Zoop. The Zoop starter on Zoop, and you could back that. That would be great. You get a great book, and you get to support our community, fallen community leader in Ed. So I really appreciate that, and appreciate the Piskors stopping by to talk about it. I know they've been busy and grinding like crazy, but they're awesome, and I'm glad that I got to really work with them and get to meet them, and we're not done doing the work. So it's just two different companies. That's all. It's the same idea. It's crowdfunding. Want to go to end the stream? Yeah. Whoops. Anyway, I appreciate you all. I really do. I love doing this, and sometimes you just work so goddamn fucking hard that sometimes you want to bash your face into a wall, but in a good way. Mark Bagley interview soon to come. Mannix interview soon to come. Ma Food soon to come, and much more. So appreciate you all, and everybody have a great Wednesday night. Have a great rest of your week. You know where to reach me if you need me. Hit me up. Let's talk. Love you all. And you're all in my heart. You were always in my heart. And I won't sing this song much.